high my brain.
Anything that I can get a high off, I sniffed. Just regular household stuff.
He did that stuff and his heart stopped beating.
I just like the feeling I got from it, like the escape. Because I felt like nothing can hurt me, nothing can get to me.
Butane really kills your brain cells, like big time, worse than acid.
These things are actual poisons. They're not drugs. All the effects on your body and your brain are that of poisons. Permanent damage, irreversible damage.
We had to all drive him to the hospital. They called his parents and we kind of left. We didn't want to get in trouble for that.
It just felt like my whole body got numb. Just like my whole body numbed out. It's like I wasn't even there.
Of the people who experience sudden sniffing death syndrome or die suddenly, 1 in 5 are first-time users.
I hear voices. Can't think straight. Some days I feel like I'm going crazy.
Two days before Christmas, my 12-year-old Wade was experimenting with Glade air freshener.
Fire department. Yes, I need some help. My son is not breathing. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Wait.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Don't push on his chest. No, don't push on his chest, okay?
What to do?
Okay, just as long as he's breathing. He's not breathing. Okay, listen.
You can count on me.
You're going to do this 15 times like you're pumping the chest. 15? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. And 2 and 3. You need to do it faster. 4 and 5.
Christmas Eve will find me.
He's what?
He's got puke coming out.
Okay, turn his head to the side, okay, and clear that out of his mouth.
Clear it out, Rick.
You might get a rag or something and kind of wipe it out.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Then you're going to do the 15 pumps again.
The paramedics are here.
They're there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hang up and you let them take over.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When I came up on the scene, there was Wade, my baby, on the ground, turning blue around the mouth, gasping his last breaths. When we hooked up the leads, he had no heart rate at all. He had suffered a complete cardiac arrest. And even though we did CPR on him and we worked on him for over an hour, he had suffered permanent brain damage.
Him and his brother were in the backyard in the jacuzzi, and they were huffing it through towels, and Wade collapsed into the jacuzzi and had a cardiac arrest.
This is always the hardest part to talk about because it was right before Christmas. And Rick and I were going to do some last-minute grocery shopping, and Wade and Ryan had gone over to visit their mom for the day. And they were going to come back the following day. They were spending some Christmas time with her. And as Rick and I left to go grocery shopping, or to go Christmas shopping, he dropped me off at the grocery store, and he went to pick up a couple of gifts. And he didn't return back at the grocery store to pick me up. Instead, I got a 911 page with a number I didn't recognize. And I went out to the payphone and dialed it, and it was a hospital, and I thought maybe he just had to go see a patient, but my heart kept telling me something was wrong.
I had 12 long minutes in holiday traffic trying to get there, and when I got there, he was lying on the floor behind the porch there. We have a jacuzzi, and he was lying on the ground, and the EMTs there were there working with their equipment, and I've had extensive emergency room experience, and I assisted them the whole time. I was just praying because Wade saw me as his Dr. Daddy, and every little cut or scrape, he'd come to me with the fix. And we worked on him all the way to the emergency room, and worked on him for another hour. And I had to make the decision to stop CPR because his heart was had completely flatlined, meaning there were no beats. And I could see by his pupils that he was then brain dead. And I had to make the decision to just stop resuscitative efforts because it was, I couldn't bear having a brain dead boy, even if he was there. But even afterwards, I would have thought anything. I would have been happy to even have him on a ventilator, but I don't think he would have liked that. I don't think he would have been happy.
Rick kind of met me in the parking lot and just said, "Honey, I started out with 3 boys today and now I only have 2. And it was still an unbelievable event. He took me in to see him, and he was just a cold, lifeless boy. He was still connected to tubing and such. He was pale. He had blood on his face. It was terrible. And he was gone. And that was 2 days before Christmas, so we spent Christmas without him.
Wade was full of life. He never thought that anything bad could happen to him. He had been caught by an older brother sniffing Glade in a tool shed. I bet we spent an hour with Wade. Wade, don't you know that this is harmful? Look, it says it's dangerous. On the back it says keep out of the reach of children. That means that the fumes could be deadly. It could damage your brain. We'd heard of sniffing glue. I'd never heard of any inhalant deaths at that time. But I said, Wade, this is a horrible practice. Don't ever do it. It could damage your brain. You might even die. And he said, don't worry, Dad. I'll never do that again. I'll never be that stupid again. And 2 weeks later, we buried him on his birthday.
We had to open his presents. And then we took a picture of all of them together. He got a Nintendo chair because he likes playing video games. Z-Bots, they're like medieval characters. He got a lot of Nerf stuff.
It's the most horrible thing that's ever happened to me and to us as a family. And I can't think of a worse thing that could happen to any family. Since Wade died, our lives are completely different. I don't think the wounds of missing a child or a family member are ever going to heal or go away. I don't think it's something that's ever going to fade in our memory.
A lot of things were different. We went up to Michigan for his birthday, on his last birthday, and we have a grave for him in Michigan where he liked to catch turtles in our grandpa's lake. So we made a grave for him there, and we'll go there and plant flowers.
But you always remember, every day you see the picture, you're reminded. For weeks I'd hear a kid yell, Dad, or whatever, and it would sound like Wade. I'd look. Or I'd hear someone say, Wade, outside, some other child or in a crowd, and I would look. It's been extremely difficult accepting the loss of a child as a parent. And I don't think kids really think of that, the impact it has on their parents or the family in general, when they do foolish things or do things that would endanger their life.
Funny, he was funny. He was just like kind of weird. He was smart. All the girls liked him at my school. He taught me how to skateboard, him and Brad. And then we got into fights.
I know that even our boys, they would sit down and say, Mom, I did it too. How come I didn't die? And I know that sitting down with Brad and Matt, the younger two, it was, and actually they even had a friend over at the time, and I said, it's like playing a game of Russian roulette, and none of you know which one is actually going to get the bullet in the head. And it's the same thing that happened to Wade. Nobody knew that that was the time that Wade was going to inhale Glade air freshener and die from it.
Many times, kids will die the first time that they do it. Of the people who experience sudden sniffing death syndrome or die suddenly, 1 in 5 are first-time users.
And it's happening to people all over the place, just because they don't know that it can happen.
Not a day goes by where we don't think of Wade in some way.
I think it's disguised. You're always putting that Band-Aid back over it, you know?
I'm the only one on the whole team that made contact with the ball.
Is that right?
Me, I make contact.
It was a very difficult thing to be his father and his doctor at the same time.
You cry your eyes out some
I'm the only
days,
one that
other
hit
days
it
you're fine.
fair ball.
But yeah, there isn't a day that goes by that you're not reminded in some way.
Okay.
We miss him so much. And, it's hard to get through that.
I'll be home for Christmas if only in my
How'd you do tonight, Wade? I did good.
All right, okay. He always does. Door over there.